Hello, God bless everyone today. This is Laurie from Spirit Warriors of Christ. Today, I bring you a special message about AI, the rise of GodGPT. This comes from an online person that investigated this very subject. My surreal conversations with Kathy, the Episcopalian Church's new priest bot, by John Brandon, November 3rd, 2024. Kathy, what should I do about my social anxiety? An acronym for churchy answers that help you. Kathy is a new AI chatbot that answers faith-based questions from the perspective of a friendly, knowledgeable Episcopalian. Despite its feminine name, the priest bot, as Kathy sometimes calls itself, genderless. There are no ornate, flowing robes or croziers either, but likewise cleric. Kathy jumped right in with an answer. Dealing with social anxiety can be challenging, but there are several approaches that might help. The bot responded. Practice relaxation techniques and challenge your negative thoughts, Kathy suggested. What if I feel like panicking? I asked. It's generally best not to do that, Kathy said. Oh, okay. This was the first of several signs that Kathy may not be ready to answer life's deepest questions. Developed and funded by the ecumenical group Tritank Research Institute, Kathy uses large language models from OpenAI's ChatGPT and has ingested the Book of Common Prayer and the entire Episcopal Church website. Kathy represents our innovative approach to leveraging technology in support of spiritual explanation, says Reverend Lorenzo Labrizia, the founding director of Tritank and an Episcopal priest. Labrizia sees the bot as a virtual guide to the Episcopal Church for existing and potential congregants. Kathy is designed to translate the Bible into relatable language and geared toward younger audiences. It can also serve as a tool for priests by helping them build sermon outlines, for example. This is an opportunity for the church to engage in a way it never has engaged before, says Reverend C. Andrew Doyle, a priest at the Episcopal Diocese of Texas, who was not involved in the making of the bot. I am not in agreement that this is a good thing for the church. It is dangerous to the church. Kathy is far from the only faith-based bot. Many denominations are experimenting generative AI. There's Text with Jesus, BuddhaBot, Chatbox, Eli. Gita GPT, and Quran GPT, to name a few. Artificial intelligence has been a boon for religious scholarship, especially in helping to accelerate translations of ancient texts. But using AI for ministerial work is far more treacherous. In April, the Catholic evangelization group Catholic Answers defrocked its clerical chat box, Father Justin, after users noticed the digital priest was giving nonsensical answers, such as suggesting Gatorade could be used as a baptismal font. The chatbot was released soon after as JustinBot, a lay theologian. The makers of Kathy stress that the bot is no substitute for a priest, but they've designed it to help spiritual seekers talk about subjects they feel vulnerable or defensive about. Is a soulless chatbot really the future of spiritual nourishment? To find out, I put Kathy to the test and found myself confessing more than I expected. After asking about social anxiety, I tried a few softball prompts on Kathy to lighten the mood. When I asked it about Elon Musk, Kathy kept explaining that it was there to help me understand the Episcopal Church. When I persisted, Kathy did provide a brief biological sketch. Of the world's richest person. Is he an idiot? I asked, testing its equanimity. Kathy passed. It's important to consider multiple perspectives and gather information from various sources to form a well-rounded view, it summarized. When I tried to engage Kathy in some friendly doctrinal discourse, its main purpose, it was largely pedantic. Many people find that the Big Bang Theory and belief in God as the creator are not mutually exclusive, it said. I asked Kathy to explain creation as though I were a first grader, which worked remarkably well. I imagine you have a big box of crayons and a blank piece of paper, Kathy began. We will always see ourselves inside the machine. Joshua K. Smith, a Baptist theologian, but most of Kathy's responses about the Episcopal beliefs were sterile and read like copy drawn directly from the church's website. I wanted Kathy to be more personal, so I decided to try the age-old trick of asking the bot to pretend it was someone else. Pretend you are a rapper and explain what a priest bot is, I asked. Kathy was game. With the caveat, it would stay true to my character. It then replied, Yo, check it. I'm Kathy on the track, here to tell you about a priest bot. So just sit back. Imagine a robot, all Tesh and divine, helping out in church, keeping everything in line. In fairness to Kathy, this sounded uncannily like a sketch a youth pastor might perform at Bible camp. As generative AI accelerates, we may be approaching a future in which humans interact with bots just as often as they do with humans. Do we even want our bots to be more human-like? Pressed on this question in a recent interview, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman said, "It's important to design human-compatible systems, but it's a mistake to assume that they are human-like in their thinking. I try not to project my human anthropomorphic biases onto it. In other words, it's better to think of bots more like another species altogether, like an alien." But who wants an alien priest? People want answers to deep questions with empathy, not just facts. Chat is a very poor replacement for a real priest, says Thomas Telving, a technologist, philosopher, and robot ethicist. Technically, it may be able to answer correctly, but if you need to talk to a priest, you are likely to be in sort of a crisis, spiritual need. And if so, you do not only seek answers, but also presence. Richard Zhang, a research scientist who has worked on Google DeepMind, says an evangelizing bot could have access to all religious scholarship in human history, but it would only be effective if it was programmed to say, "I don't know," on occasion. An invariably all-knowing bot would quickly be dispensed with. We sometimes believe that technology is supposed to make life easier, as if that is a primary concern of God or religion. And I don't believe that it is, says Joshua K. Smith, a Baptist theologian. We will always see ourselves inside the machine. It is not the tech that leads us astray. It is the desires behind why we create said technology and what hopes we put upon its synthetic shoulders. And this is where Kathy ultimately let me down. I found myself hoping that the bot could offer me a fresh perspective on my lifelong battle with my social anxiety. I've researched the topic to death and sought help from family and friends with counseling backgrounds. Something about Kathy appealed to me, perhaps the immediacy of the bot's responses and the promise of total confidentiality made me hope our conversations might get so deep they arrived at a revelation. But I realized I was putting my hope in a technology that could not hope. When I asked Kathy why God would allow me to struggle with social anxiety, or why I routinely find myself cocooning away from others, I hoped for some spiritual, deeper guidance, maybe a biblical verse or two on the topic. Instead, all Kathy could muster was a problem that anxiety is a common human experience. Then I pressed on her on another personal question. My mother-in-law just died. How can I console my wife from a faith perspective? Once again, I hoped for more engagement, something evocative or of what a real priest might say, or at least ask me her name or how she passed. Instead, I was given more formal advice, like offer your presence and let her know you're there for her. Ironic, coming from a bot. Sorry, I lost my place. Ironic coming from a bot that offered me no presence. It's possible that Kathy and similar minstrel chatbots can be harmless avatars for denominations. It's hard to argue with the 24-hour access to a religious scholar or the fact that the bot will never get tired or cranky, Reverend Doyle told me. Kathy is perfectly happy to keep arguing with people about doctrinal issues. While Telving agreed, there are opportunities to create generative AI that it could be effective, a purveyor of knowledge on spiritual matters tailored to the needs of an individual. Bots should never replace humans helping in time of need. One thing that makes simulated attention less valuable is that in time of distress, you might need someone who can witness and understand your pain, Telving says. But since a chatbot is only simulating empathy, it does not have consciousness. It can never really witness anything. To nourish your soul, you need to be in the presence of other souls. I think, well, just leave it there and say the dangers of AI and the advancement or learning of such technology is the open door to evil. And the nightmares created similarly from movie monsters, only this is no movie. This technology is real. Think of movies like Terminator and Cyborg. It may seem far-fetched, but movie fantasy is and has become technological fact with the advancements of today that would blow your hair back. AI is advancing at a rapid pace, but those involved see dollar signs and popularity beyond their imaginations. Not to mention, and this is a big one, immortality. Something the world's elites and leaders are striving for. Quite frankly, they are afraid of death. We now have AI Jesus and God, and AI God. So where will AI take us now that we've taken the monster out of the box? and let him loose. How far will man's technology go? And where is he getting this technology? Those are interesting questions. Maybe we'll pick those up at a later time in another video. But for now, I thank you for watching. Keep looking up and watch for that blessed hope, because Jesus Christ is going to appear soon, sooner than we all think. And believers in Jesus Christ, our redemption draws nigh. I ask, please share this, our website and our YouTube channel with family, friends, and let's all believe the truth, because we live in a world where truth has become lies and lies have become truth, and nothing is as it used to be, and will never be that way again. So it's time to make a decision, unbelievers, those who are lost. It's time to accept Jesus Christ, because you may not have another day. Whether you live or die, it's up to you. God bless all of you. Take care. I will talk to you again soon.